Welcome back, everyone. We're back to do another battery test in my old cartridges. This time we're doing Game Boy Advance. Although before I get into Game Boy Advance, we're going to start with Game Boy Color. When I tested my Game Boy cartridges before, I was using the Super Game Boy, and so I wasn't able to actually check these color cartridges. So today we'll do that since we have the benefit of the Game Boy player today. So let's go ahead and fire up the system. Alright, excellent. Everybody loves that. So let's go ahead and get this ready to accept a cartridge. I'm going to start with the third-party games that I have. So first I have Metal Gear Solid here, otherwise known as Ghost Babel. It's a game that I unfortunately really haven't played a whole lot on the portable. I'm partway through the game, but I haven't made a great effort into beating it yet. Let's see if the battery still works in it. Hopefully it does. Try to skip through some of these opening scenes. I've got a lot of games to go through, and I know you're not here just to watch logos. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, continue is an option. That's great. Let's see what happens when I continue. Alright, so apparently it does work. So that's good. That's good. Okay, let's get that out of here. And there. Let's go ahead and swap out to the next one. Next up, I've got the first handheld Tomb Raider game. There were several Tomb Raider handheld games over the years. This was the first one on the Game Boy Color, and the only one I bothered collecting. It's kind of a neat Prince of Persia-like, which is fitting for it being a Tomb Raider game. Thought the animation was pretty cool, and the control was kind of neat. It is another one that I like, but I didn't love enough to really put a lot of time into. Alright, I do seem to have a continue option. So, that seems to tell me that the battery is working. So that is good to know. Alright. Okay, like I said, I'm not here to actually play them. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Alright, next. Alright, so that's all for third party. Not too many on Game Boy Color. Now we got first party. We'll start with Kirby Tilt and Tumble. A game that I obviously won't really be able to play here, but hopefully we've got a battery backup still. Alright, it is balanced. And let's see if continue is an option. It is a game I'd actually... There we go. I'm not all that far. A lot of trouble playing this game, of course. I don't really have a system that allows me to play it that well. I would love to give it a better shot, give it more of a go one day. But sadly, today is not today. So let's go ahead and get that out of there. What's next? Alright, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. This, I actually already know the answer to this. I was just playing this last weekend, and unfortunately, the battery in this one is dead. Just so strange. I do have older games with batteries that have survived, but this one slightly newer, and the battery didn't make it. So if I go to challenge, I've got no completed levels. I used to have some of the unlocks unlocked, but yeah, battery in this one is dead, and that's just a darn shame. Let's go ahead and get out of there. Situations like that, I know I can change the batteries out. Generally speaking, I'm pretty satisfied to just play via emulation as well, so you know, maybe I don't bother changing the batteries out. We'll see. Alright, we have Donkey Kong Country, the Game Boy Color remake. Alright, let's go through all the pageantry here. Yes, English. Come on. Let's get to the game. Alright, let's go to Adventure. Alright, I have a save. It is not one that I have 100%ed on. I don't love the Game Boy Color remake of it, but it is what it is. Go ahead and get out of here for that one. Okay, we have Wario Land 3. This is a tremendous game, actually. One of the best until Wario Land 4 came out. The only disadvantage to these paper sleeves that I've added to my cartridges, it makes it a little hard to get the game out. It wedges it in just a little bit. But the advantages are greater than the disadvantages, so I'm still happy with that project. Alright, time attack, clear data. It seems to me that I'm in good shape here. Very cool. Alright, let's not worry about that. So that's another winner. Fantastic. Let's move on. So I've got the 2 Oracle Zelda games. Let's see here. Oracle of Ages. Let's give that a shot. I have beat both, but the way they link, I don't think I've done all the things from one game to the next. Go start, and there we go. So that's great. I've got saves there. Let's check the next. Okay, set that aside. Next up, Oracle of Seasons. And there we go. So I have a save there too. Fantastic. So that's good news. I'd love to know how long I have before these disappear completely, but it is what it is. Alright, so that's all I have for Game Boy Color. Kind of want to set these games aside for just a second, and I'll start bringing out the Game Boy Advance. So we're going to start just like before. We're going to start with third party, and then I'll get into first party. Some of these, it turns out almost every Game Boy Advance game that I have potentially has save on it. And I just don't recall. Like Pinball of the Dead, does it save high scores? I'm totally not sure, so we're just going to have to check it out and try it. So it's actually a lot of Game Boy Advance cartridges to check. Like I said, we're going to start with third party again. From what research I did, most Game Boy Advance games don't actually use battery save. They save to SRAM or a form of flash memory. Tutorial continue. Continue seems to... Yeah, seems like I have data there. So that's all I need to know there. So most of these should keep a save pretty much indefinitely. So we're not really sure. We'll know in the long run. This is the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Of all the, I'm actually in the middle of playing this one, so uh-oh, it's a little corrupted there. I actually know the answer to this because I have been playing it, but just for the sake of being thorough, we're just gonna try it. There, that's better. Of all the Sands of Time, post Sands of Time Prince of Persia games, this is the least of them all. So it's very ambitious, but start game, there we go. So I have my game saved there. I'm having a hard time getting through it. It's a little too ambitious, actually. The things they want you to do don't work well with the controls. Next up, I've got the third Castlevania game, Aria of Sorrow. Excellent game, I love it. But like I said, this one shouldn't have a battery technically. It should have basically flash memory. But we're just going to test it anyway. I got sold, trade, and special. Let's go to game start. Select data, and there we go. So I've got 100% saved there. Level 73. At one point in time, I could have told you what these different things mean, but right now I don't actually know. So we'll go ahead and get out of there. So the other Castlevania games we're going to get to at the end. The games that potentially use a battery, I have sequestered to the end. We're going to get to those at the end. And the first two Castlevania games both would use the battery. Okay, I have had to record this in a couple of takes just due to phone calls and dog barking, so if you notice cuts, you'll know why. Next, we're going to check out Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge, the 2D Banjo-Kazooie game. Quite a good game, really. Feels a lot like playing one of the N64 Banjo games, just with only 2 dimensions. Well, it's top-down, so kind of isometric-like, so you get 3 dimensions, but you know what I mean. Alright, let's see what we have here. New game and continue. Great. And there's my 10.5 hour 100% save. So fantastic. That is still on there, which is good news. Get that one out. Next up, I've got the Klonoa games. First up is Empire of Dreams. Love the Klonoa games. The Game Boy Advance ones are very good, just like the first and second one are. I think some of the things from the first Game Boy Advance game here may have come from the Wonder Swan game. A couple of the levels, but I'm not really sure about that. Let's see. Well, continue is highlighted. Alright, and it looks like I have a save on there. Fantastic. Go ahead and swap out to the next one. Like I said, I'm trying to go as quick as I can. Getting through all these intro screens is what's taking the longest part here. Next up is Dream Champ Tournament. Second Klonoa game. Let's check it out. Sweet. Continue. Fantastic. And there is my data. Alright, wonderful. That is good news. Let's get out of here. Next up, Duel Masters. The first iteration. Brought over from Japan. Collectible card game. Came back a second time as Kaijudo. Died again. Very cool card game. Not 100% sold on the digital version here. Although I do have a couple of versions of it. All this intro stuff. Alright, awesome. And we are able to continue. I haven't played this game much. Like I said, the card game's cool. Alright, I have a continue point. That's good enough. I ought to check into that. Because it's a good game. Alright, we are nowhere near done. I've got a lot more here. We've got a lot to get through yet. We're still on third party, so we have Sonic Advance next. The first Sonic Advance. We'll have the second and third coming up next. I assume these have saves. From what I remember, I don't think you were expected to beat them all in one sitting. And I can't get past all of the intro stuff here. Sonic Advance. Alright, let's see what I have. So if I select Sonic, and yes, all the stages are unlocked. So that tells me that, yeah, I have a save and it's unlocked and it's all good. Sonic Advance. Okay, let's go to Sonic Advance 2. Trying to hit that eject with a little more force. Alright. Jam and start. Excuse me. Alright, game start. And is it going to be the same situation here? Yep, I can select anywhere. It appears I have not collected any Chaos Emeralds in this game, so that's something maybe I ought to think about doing at some point. But that is not going to be for today. That's a problem for future me. Let's get that out of there. Alright, Sonic Advance 3. I kind of bounced off of Sonic Advance 3. It's got a team-up mechanic. It added some things, and I don't think it's bad to innovate, but I just kind of bounced off of it. I'm not 100% sure if I ever came back through and beat it. I probably have. I think I have, but I just don't know for certain. So yeah, I can team up. And okay, I am in the middle of Zone 7, so that says I have a save. I don't know what is beaten and what isn't, but that's not what I'm here to discover. Alright, let's get these out of the way. Gunstar Superheroes. Should have a save on it. Come on. Let's see what I have here. Press start. Normal. Okay, I've got to continue from normal. Continue from easy. And I have not tried hard. So it's showing that I have continues available. That tells me that I have put at least a little bit of time in here. That is good enough for me. Let's get out of there. Move on to the next. Alright, Super Monkey Ball Jr. This is one, I actually don't know if it's got a save or not. Trying to think of the first console game, if it does or not. You might have like a score table or something, but it's mostly a pretty short romp through the levels. I'm not sure if you can save your progress or not. Options. Play points. Do I have a bunch of play points? I do. And unlock mini games. Okay. So that tells me there seems to be a save. And that I have, and I don't want to reset the data. So, okay, fantastic. And it's saved right there. So that's good enough for me. Good to know. Whatever accomplishments I've done in that game, it was enough. Okay, next. Jet Grind Radio. Dreamcast to Game Boy Advance port. I have not spent that much time in this game either, unfortunately.
Jet Grind Radio!
Alright, and load is an option. And there we go. What's it say? 28%. So I have a save and it's ready to load. So that's great. Let's move on to the next. Alright, next we have another Dreamcast game. Space Channel 5. I believe it has a save in it. Come on, let's get there. Look at all those start screens. It's a lot faster on the Super Nintendo and Game Boy. Alright, let's see what we got. Load. I can't continue, but load is available, and I have some load games here, but I don't have continue available. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but hey, it does seem to have a valid save. Good to know. Crazy Taxi, Catch a Ride. More Dreamcast goodness. More THQ goodness. Publishing wise, at least. Trying to make this go as fast as I can, folks. Alright, let's see what we have here. Press start. I got records. Total records. Yeah, okay. I've got records in here saved. Fantastic. Let's see my crazy box. Is it has things unlocked? Yeah, not everything, but I have a few things unlocked. Alright, cool. Good enough. Let's move on to the next cartridge. Get out of there. What do we have? Okay, that's all third party. We're going to first party now. I've got Mario Kart Super Circuit, the third Mario Kart game. Not my favorite one. Honestly, probably my least favorite Mario Kart game. That doesn't make it a bad game. It's just my least favorite. Let's go to single player. Well, if 150cc is an unlock, it's been unlocked. Can I see the trophies that I've gotten depending on the cup here? Yeah, okay, so I've got trophies on all my cups. Okay, good deal. That's all I need to see. Let's move on to the next. Coming up next, Pokemon Pinball. That's going to be Ruby and Sapphire. I should be able to check my Pokédex. I should have some Pokemon unlocked out of my Pokédex. I do. I've got some blank spots, but I've got a lot unlocked too. Probably have a high score table. So there's some of my scores. That's a pretty good top score. I have no idea. Oh, that's an even greater top score. All right, I have to check those out compared to some online records to see if those even compete. Oops, wrong button. All right, moving on to the next cartridge. More pinball. This time Mario Pinball Land. Nobody's favorite pinball game. But once I got the hang of it, it became kind of enjoyable, honestly. It just was, it had a high learning curve, I'd say. Alright, adventure mode load game is right there. So that tells me that I have a game to load. I'm in the middle of a game. I've got a high score up right now. Let's go ahead and get out of here before I mess it up. Awesome. Alright, Mario Party Advance. A single-player Mario Party game. Very, very odd game. I really didn't love it. It was weird, and not necessarily in a good way. But I don't want to say I slogged through it, but did make it through. Bonus board, that might be an unlock. I'm not sure. Let's see what's under Party World here. See like what I have. Yeah, there we go. I have a coin total. It's a lot of coins. That is good enough. Yeah, definitely a weird one and not my favorite at all, but it exists. Alright, Game & Watch Gallery 4. This one I bought from a used game store. The only reason I bought it is because the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch is unlockable on it, but the conditions to unlock it are pretty extreme. I have not tried to unlock it. The Game & Watch games are not my favorite. Let's see here. Not sure what would say what is or is not saved. Okay, I've got 25 stars earned, it looks like. I think that would be it. Probably the stars I earned on play the game, like 1 star earned on Modern Classic Fire. I believe that's what those denote. I'm not positive about it, but let's go ahead and move on. It seems to have a safe save. Alright, cool. DK King of Swing. I actually quite like this game. It's got a good feel once you get the hang of it. Hang, get it? Hang. It's got a good game feel. I liked it. Cool graphics too. Pretty neat game. Very unique, but I like it quite a bit. And I got 135%. Okay, cool. I don't even know how much higher that goes. We won't work to find out now, because we got other cartridges to look at. We are coming down the home stretch here, though, folks. Next up, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Often called the spiritual successor to Donkey Kong 94. I guess that's partially true, but Donkey Kong 94 is pretty superior in every way. The Mario and Donkey Kong series, they're all completely B- games to me. None of them really lit any passion in me. Alright, and I've got game saves, and 40 out of 90 stars. And there we go. So, that's all I need to see there. Next up, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. This was a pretty amazing Kirby game. It's Kirby. Every Kirby game has a unique twist to the formula. This one, the unique twist is one open interconnected world, a la a Metroidvania. Quite liked it, and 100%ed it. So there we go. I ought to do that again sometimes. That was a very enjoyable game to learn. Alright, that one's out. Alright, I have 4 swords and Link to the Past. I ended up with 2 copies, so that maybe one day I could play 4 swords with someone. So I needed to have 2 copies, so I ended up buying a second copy. So we'll check the saves in both. One of them I did beat the main game on. I don't know which cartridge it is. I think this is my backup. So yeah, there's hardly anything on here. This was a used game store purchase, but it does have a save, as you can see, and that save is still on there. This is not a game I bought new. Even my other version was probably probably a second-hand purchase. I try to avoid rebuying games when possible. And since I already have Link to the Past, I don't know who that is. Alright, and so I've got saves for days. That may have been on the cartridge when I bought it, who knows. Alright, we are to Metroid Fusion. Okay, from here back, we've got to pay a little bit more attention. Apparently, early Metroid Fusion cartridges were battery backed up. Now, I've got a tri-wing. I could open this up to see if there's a battery in there, and maybe that'd be worth doing at some point too. So I bought this at launch. I probably have a battery backed cartridge. So that's what the research I did on the internet tells me. Later revisions do not have a battery, have the SRAM instead. I love Metroid Fusion. It is a great game. I like to play it every so often. And there we go. So I got my saves there. 5 hours, 20 minutes. I've mentioned it on other recordings like this. I usually try to keep my first playthrough in the A slot, and I try not to ever erase that, and then I'll do future playthroughs in the other slots and see how my time changes over, learning the game. So that is very likely my first playthrough up there, and as of this point in time, battery still has it nice and safe. Zero mission, I am told, also kind of the same thing. Like I said, I wouldn't know for sure unless I cracked open the cartridge, but a couple of sources said that it might be battery and it might not. It is also a game I bought at launch, so the highest likelihood is that it would be a battery for me. But there we go. We got it all saved there too. Now in this instance, sometimes if there's... I don't know what's the differences between these two saves. This was maybe beating the main campaign, and this is the extra stuff. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I'll do that as well. Denote the main playthrough and then the extra playthrough. But I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and get out of there. Alright, a few more. I have Crash, the Huge Adventure. This is one of 2 pirate cartridges that I have in my collection. This is not an official cartridge. I got this off eBay. Under the right lighting and everything, you can see the print here. It's a good sticker and everything, but the print isn't like the others. The colors aren't quite right. When I got this, I didn't even know pirate Game Boy Advance cartridges were a thing. So I kind of was a little unaware that I could get bit like that. So the other one that I don't have in this set. It is a Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. This is the real one. The other one was a pirate one, and the battery died very, very soon in that one. That one's out in my garage right now. The battery in this one actually held up for a long time. It's labeled Huge Adventure here, but when I put it in here, it's actually got the Crash XL title screen. And I actually quite like the game. I just never got around to buying a legit cart for it. And even here, as you see, it didn't actually boot up. Let's try again. It might be dead. It might be completely dead. Let's see here. Okay. We're booting up now. And I quite like the game. It's a nice way to bring it to a 2D console. Come on, let's get past all this stuff. So it's XS, that's what it's called. So it's like the European title screen. I do have load game here as an option, but no, my game save is gone. I completed this game. I think I may have 100%ed it, but I couldn't promise that. But yeah, it looks like... let's see if I can Try to save the game now. Alright, let's back out here to the title screen. And, oops, load game. So I have a save there now. Let me pull the cartridge out and see if it will hold. And I'm willing to bet that it will not. Alright, cartridge is out. Let's put it back in and see if it even remembers for 30 seconds that it has a game save. Through all this stuff again. Alright, come on. Let's try to load. Oh, I mean, it held it for that long. That's kind of interesting. Like I said, of my 2 pirate cartridges, one of them, the battery died really, really fast. And then this one, it actually lasted a few years. But it's no good anymore. This is a legit cartridge. This is Crash Entranced, the sequel. I think it's fine. I didn't like it quite as much as the first one. And I don't think I made it all the way through to completing it. It's got some neat things in it that I liked. Let's try to load here. And I still have a 50% load. So looky there. Alrighty. Just didn't grab me the same way, or I had too many other games that I wanted to pay attention to. Alright, Kirby. Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, remake of the Kirbys Adventure. But this is another one that my sources say probably has a battery in it. So let's see if it were to have a battery, does it still have my saves? And it does. 100% playthrough right there. 86% down here. Kirby's Adventure is kind of a favorite of mine. Alright, let's get out of here. We only have a few left, folks. We have Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Again, I'm told this is a battery-backed game. So let's check that out. Data select, and there we go. We got a few in here. Alright, awesome. So, it's a nearly 10-hour playthrough there. I did not think I'd spent that long in that game, but that's cool. It really did get fun the more you played it. And then I've got, like I said, Harmony of Dissonance. This is the real cartridge. The pirate cartridge I have of it is out in the garage, separated from my my main library here. Alright, let's go to game start. Okay, select data, and there I've got data. Fantastic, and that is another almost 10-hour game. I am not unwilling to pick up the Castlevania Advance collection. I just haven't picked it up yet. Uh-oh, dropped a cartridge. Lastly, we're going to look at Boktai, the one with the UV meter in it. This is another one that is supposed to have a battery in it. I said lastly, I've got one more after this, but this is the next to the last game. So slow. Alright, let's see what we got here. Game start. Did I get this from Otaku Man? I don't recall. I may have picked this up from one of his yard sales. I may not have even started my own playthrough here. Well, it's got a save on it. It's got a 0 time save, which is kind of strange. Anyway, interesting. Okay, cool. We're going to get out of here. I said that was the last one. I do have one more after this, and that is going to be, we're going to check out WarioWare Twisted. Just like the others, it should... Boy, I need to... I can't even plug it in. Let's set this underneath it. I'm not going to try to play it. Let's see if I can see anything that gives a strong indication of that this actually works. Do I have records? Game data? No, don't erase it. Let's get out of here. Well, the souvenirs were all unlocks, so they're all unlocked. I don't know why they don't seem to have been played with. Okay, yeah, see all the crowns? There we go. That shows that I've done something good. Okay, folks, that's going to be it for this checking. I've got another one to do. I need to do NES at some point, but I would be shocked if any of my NES saves were still active. So anyway, I'll let you guys go. You guys have a great time. Take care.